Hi, welcome to a new episode of Sportsy, Let's Aim Sports. Today we have with us a hardcore sportsman, an agent for change, Siddhartha Upadhyay. We call him Sid. And today I have a Sid on my platform talking to Sid. Sid loves to play and engage with people according to the rules of the game. He grew up thinking perhaps sports is the best way to interact with fellow humans. At 20, Siddharth started working, and from the day one, the part of his income would always go towards helping teenagers and helping kids in the neighborhood with giving facility towards sports. His passion eventually converted into his vision, and the Stairs was born in 2000. The Stairs was born to encourage and support poor children and youth in India's urban landscape to come out and play. Today, Stairs is across 8 states, 8,000 districts and villages, over 12,000 participants, 66,000 footballers participate in multiple activity. Over 200 national players benefited from this. All in all, over 2.5 crore children are impacted by Stairs, who received the prestigious Rashtriya Khel Purushottam Puraskar in 2016 by Honorable President of India. Please welcome the President Awardee, Member of Governing Council, Sports Authority of India, Advisor at United News of India, President Stairs Foundation, Chairman Mavcomm Group, Siddhartha Upadhyay. Hey Sid, great to have you on my show. It's Sportsy, Let's Aim Sports with Sid Deshmukh. So it's great to have a Sid on my show, and somebody who also follows the same passion, and probably something I have been watching you for so many years, following that passion and making a change happen. It's great to have you here. For our viewers, we have Siddhartha Upadhyay, founder of Stairs, which we'll get to hear about the journey. But he's a President Awardee, member of Governing Council, Sports Authority of India, advisor at United News of India, President Stairs Foundation, Chairman Mavcomm Group. Please welcome Siddhartha Upadhyay, and looking forward to this 30-minute chat about what sports industry in India is and how this young guy 20 years back got into sports with a thought of making a change that he calls into a change maker. So thank you for being on show.
Thank you so much, Sid. It's actually like, Sid is talking to Sid, literally.
Yes.
The passion that you said that we share is common. You have done a better work than, what I have done so far. That's what I feel. And of course, we have the same name. So a lot of common things. I'm sure these 30 minutes are going to be good for both of us. Hopefully your audience may also get to hear something new. At least there is a Sid squared, so some newness
Yes.
may come. Please,
Exactly.
happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Exactly. And I think this is going to be a blast. And from the knowledge perspective, and the thing that we need for India specifically, everybody wants to see India a sporting nation, but for that, it's not only the commercialization and glamour part of it, actual hard work that happens at the ground level. So on that note, wanted to understand from you about your journey when you started as a cricketer with the twinkle in your eye that want to be a cricketer, but from there it was a 180-degree turn to get into the foundation, sports development, and helping so many kids. If I'm not wrong, some 2.5 crore kids that you have touched over the last 20 years through sports. So how did that happen?
It happened simply. Let's put it very, 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 very in a very straightforward manner. Question is, what is sports? Sports is a mode to engage for a young guy, old guy. Young guy in particular, because you don't have that kind of an exposure, you don't have that kind of unwanted and extra information that you need, and modes of engagement, and you just go out and play. Right? When you go out and play, you're concentrating mostly in the moment, and that moment helps you build your character, your people, your team, the whole notional and real infrastructure, social and your personal infrastructure, I would say. So that's how it happens, right? You don't do anything extra. You just go and do your job. You concentrate in playing, you concentrate in doing well. You could be a rookie, you become a star, you get fans. Everything is natural.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, I would say how things happened with Stairs. Everything happened naturally. It's not a forum where I talk about all the struggles and businesses that I've been part of. But all I can tell you that this is the only thing which has given me maximum satisfaction, the flow of money from one place to another, the magnitude of socio economic scale that we talk about. But this is the only thing where I've not struggled. Everything happened smoothly, smilingly. So not too difficult a journey. Because I was enjoying, I was playing, I was having my sweat, I was having my injuries, I was recovering. So it was part and parcel of everything. So that's how I would sum up the journey of stairs.
Nice. And I think you put it very simple, but obviously, as you said, you took it in a stride, but the journey wasn't simple because you're talking about a 2000 time frame, early 2000 time frame, when nobody was talking about sport except cricket in India. And people still talk only about cricket in India, but at least we are going towards a multi-sports nation. We are talking about we have so much of hopes. That is the journey, and I think that is a change what we have seen. And how much was simple that you want to put it. Said it is not something that everybody can go and get a Rashtriya Khel Protsahan Puraskar, which you have received for stairs. It is not somebody that who can just go across the states, 8,000 districts and villages, and around 2.5 crore kids. What was the method to madness? Because see, viewers of this show are sports management enthusiasts, a lot of coaches, a lot of kids, a lot of athletes. So they are probably it will be really good for them to understand that it's not only in urban cities that you can make your career or life. I think if you want to make a change and have a career in sports with a meaningful impact, you can look at any opportunity and go for it. So those pointers will be probably a good MBA masterclass for them.
I'll come straight at that. So for both of us and our audience, when you talk about making a career in sports, or when you talk about making a career is directly proportional to how much money you've made. Nothing else. Nothing else. Practically nothing else. You're a manager, you get X. You're a CEO, you get 100X. Right? So from manager to CEO, that journey itself is quite fun, and it's full of achievements and full of milestones. But financially also you grow, right? At the same time. Similarly, when you're talking about making a career, what is the first thing that you need in sports? Everything in and around sports is connected with fans.
Right.
They make you heroes. Almost 2,600 years or 700 years back, when Olympics was started, what did you get? एक आपको crown मिल जाती थी पत्तियों की, and you got heroes welcome. So there are two things that happened in Olympics. Back at the barbarian era, where everyone was killing everyone.
Yeah.
During these, X number of days, there was a truce strategy that was signed. No one will kill anyone. So the first motto of sports, everyone will be friends. Yes. Let it be a time-bound exercise. Second, whosoever wins will get a hero's welcome. So you win and you get fans. That's it. So these are the two DNAs of sports that anyone has to understand if he or she wants to make a career in sports. This is the only field where you don't talk about money. Money is a byproduct.
Yes.
You get involved because you want to work with a true strategy. Truce, not true. And you get involved because you want to become a hero wherever you are and whatever you are. You can be a hero in your village. You can be a hero in your mohalla, in your taluka, in your district, in your state, in your country, and now globally. Now, in the case of stairs, since I was already a former sports person, I was 19. I had played significant, cricket, and I was also part of athletics, shot put, discus, javelin. I played. So, like any other sports person, you play one sport, you're trying everything. And there are lakhs and lakhs of them in the country right now. I mean, I would say crores, not even lakhs.
Yeah, crores.
I heard there are 2 crore kids passing 12th every year.
Yeah.
So that is the number that we're talking about. So at least you have got 10 to 15 crores kids playing active sports every day across the country, in a country like India. What do you do with these numbers? How do you engage them? Back then, there was no internet and there was no Facebook, right? Yeah. Back then, there were no trains and there were no buses. Forget about mode of communication. You
Yeah.
did not have mode of transport. So the communication from one place to another, it was very difficult to move. Then how do you create fans? You don't create fans the way you do create fans today. You go to them. But when you go to them for something that you feel is good, they may or may not know your intention. They have their own culture. They have their own way to act and react. So all these things were assessed. So the point that I'm coming at, these were the issues and these were the problems.
Right.
If you sat with a pen and a paper, you would drop the idea of even starting it.
Yeah.
Right? But then why do you do that? There's a true strategy and there's a hero's desire. As a player, I realized two things. Me and all my friends, we realized that we have changed as individuals. In a span of 5-6 years that we spent time in the sports field, we were from nomads to we were little social. We understood things better. Our reactions were better than most of our peer group. The sense of cohesiveness and the sense of belonging was highest. And we all understood, no matter what you are, as an individual, you can't do anything. So these are the major problems that we all face in real lives, right? Half of the issues and fights happen because there's I, me, myself, there's an id playing its role, right? I'm talking about all these great things today because I've heard from people like you. So that's how I accumulated. Back then I didn't know. Simple सी चीज पता थी कि यार जो लड़के या जो बच्चे खेलते हैं स्पोर्ट्स वो इंसान बेहतर होते हैं.
Exactly.
तमीज होती है, वो डिसीजंस ले सकते हैं अपने शरीर का और अपने आसपास की जगह का ख्याल अच्छा रखते हैं. बिकॉज इफ द ग्राउंड इज नॉट गुड एंड क्लीन, यू डोंट एंजॉय गेम.
Correct.
गड्ढे होते हैं, यू गेट इंजरीज, यू ईट बैड, यू आर नॉट एबल टू परफॉर्म, you know. So there are multiple things Sid, you know, that an individual realizes once they are part of the sporting culture.
Yeah.
I thought let's try and create a system where we instill this thought in the country, and that was the idea. Now the question is, what do I have? I had nothing, and India is a country of 130 crore ideas. You can't implement all those ideas. I said, what do I have? I said, I have the intent along with the idea.
Yes.
And I had a cricket bat and a tennis cricket ball. And I had some time on Saturdays. And I had few friends like you who were better educated than I and better exposed than I was. So I said, see, I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to go to this particular place where kids play in the evening. While walking, I see them playing, and some kids are not playing. Some people are, you know, indulged into all sort of, I would say, peripheral socio-economic activities. They have not become part of the ghettos by then.
Yeah.
मैं कहा यार यहाँ मैं जाता हूँ और देखता हूँ कि would they accept me? मैंने बड़ी सारी movies में, stories में सुना है कि भाई हो जाता है, मतलब स्पोर्ट्स सबको बाइंड कर देता है.
Right.
You know, strangers they shake hands. Now let me see क्या हर्ज होता है. ज़्यादा they'll avoid me, right? मतलब I was 19, मैंने कहा ये मैं बच्चे उठाने वाला तो लगता नहीं. I don't look like a thief,
Yeah.
whatever. क्या होगा ज़्यादा. I just went, said, believe me. I went with the similar confidence and lack of confidence. And I go there. I had a cricket bat and a ball, and I said, see, खेलेगा मेरे साथ? हाँ भी आ जाओ. And that's how it started. एक दो के साथ हुआ, some people kids avoided. Anyways, fast forward 15-18 days, I had certainly become very important with them. All those kids, they would wait for me. अगर नहीं आऊँगा तो एक बच्चा घर आ जाता था. I was working and I mean, I had just started my career in a public relations company. I had a 4,000 rupee salary at that time. I was 2001. Yeah, because I was a trainee, I didn't know anything about PR, and I liked the profession. So I told the guy, see, I want to join and learn. He said, अगर तुझे सीखना है तो पैसे देने पड़ेंगे.
Yes.
मैं कहा यार तू बड़ा अच्छा आदमी है. This is first learning, huh? मैं नहीं कुछ तो दे दो यार. He did a favor to me and getting 4,000. However, so when I was doing resource planning, I knew very well that in order to communicate my ideas and thoughts to people, I'll need free media as a channel. And that's how the PR happened. So it's because of stairs I went to a PR agency. I thought,
Okay.
I'll start a muhim, and by chance, if it is, grows in life, I'll need to understand this sector very well because I won't have money. I may not have that kind of money. So the idea has to be communicated. And I can easily say that because of that need, I got into my career, for few years. बहरहाल हम ये गए, उसके बाद once I kids started coming, teams बननी शुरू हो गई, matches शुरू हो गए. I think within 2.5 months I understood the algorithm. I reached out to all my coaches, and here was one of the better calls that I took. I said, see, I don't know how sports administration takes place. And I contacted एक हमारे coach हुआ करते थे अजय शारदा जी, who worked with me, who still works with me. So I used to go to him sometimes to practice cricket in his school. Montfort School होता था एक दिल्ली में, तो वो वहाँ पे सिखाते थे. I used to play with Sonet. So that was only Saturday and Sunday. So for the rest of the days, someone introduced me to him and requested, can I come and practice? Thorough gentleman, former Ranji player, Himachal, and very good, PET, full of ideas, young guy, played himself very well. So I met him. I spoke to him. I said, sir, ये मेरा एक idea है. Would you participate? He said, why not? It's a lovely idea. And that was the first breakthrough. Said that man gave me the confidence that what I'm thinking can be achieved. And even if it is not, he said, yaar, tu apna kaam kar raha hai, main apna kaam kar raha hu. So I don't know about the numbers, but let's do it. And from there, we sat and actually made a plan that how to engage people. And this is the second most important plan that, point that I'm telling you, is that sports is a matter of participation. Sports is not the matter of gyan. ये यहाँ से और यहाँ से और यहाँ से नहीं होती. And that's the biggest problem that we'll be discussing by the time we conclude this conversation. Yeah. Unfortunately, ये तीन चीजें हैं इसने take over कर लिया है. At grassroots, this doesn't work. So there has to be a method of engaging kids, and from there we created the tournament and championship method A. We understood that every kid participates in sports because of the culture of that area. So there are places where people play football. There are places where people play hockey. There are places where people play kho-kho, and some 70 other important local sports. And there are huge tournaments in and around those. Yeah. If someone has traveled the country, one would realize. There's a small game called Ola Pati. You might not have heard. It's a Bhojpuri shabd. Like, I mean, you play this game only in the orchards. You have to have trees. But kids play this game, right? And everyone participates. It's a beautiful game. I mean, you could have made anything out of it. So it's an entry level version of parkour and everything. It's a Bhojpuri version of. Behral. So वहाँ से journey शुरू हुई. I was already working in my career. We started making small clubs. We would go to people, and back then there was zero commercialization. So if I came to Sid Deshmukh and said यार मेरे को 10 फुटबॉल चाहिए, Sid would say यार मेरे पास तो एक ही है, but मैं करता हूँ, अरेंज चल तू. Right? And he would participate, and he would not think इसमें मेरा क्या है, right? He will just ठीक है. And the second most important part, there was no money in sports. So the people I got, they were only because of passion. I was there only because of passion. I started in 1999, loosely. By 2001, when I started getting some money, and I got very quick raises. I mean, something happened with me. I don't know. I was one of the highest paid employees in the country within 3 years before I started my own company. I had hit the glass ceiling. I couldn't have grown beyond that. Yeah. So from 4,000 rupees to a couple of lakhs, which was good enough for me. And 50% was always going to sports. So I made 2 points. I will never take donation. I'll do only as much I have. I'll reach out to anyone who could be of any help. And I'll only do what I want to do and feel is right. So these were the three things. I got those people. I could create that kind of a team. Practically everyone was better than me. They understood the game and segment better than me. My job was only to concentrate on division, to ensure that more and more kids participate willingly.
Yeah.
So within 4 years, we were already in three states. I think I had traveled some 2,000 odd villages myself. I had gone there, sat with people. I understood their games. I understood the problems. I understood the problem of panchayats. उनको समझ ही नहीं थी. They didn't know. तो पंचायतों ने क्या किया हुआ था, बड़ी बड़ी स्ट्रेंज बात है. अगर आप अभी भी जाओगे तो आप देखोगे, मुझे महाराष्ट्र का तो नहीं पता क्योंकि वहां पे इट्स अ वेरी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड स्टेट दैट वे. बट आप बहुत सारे ऐसे अलग स्टेट्स में जाओगे जहाँ पे सर्टेन सेक्शंस में क्या होता है ऐसे कि पंचायत को कोई ऑप्शन नहीं होता तो वो अपनी लैंड कमर्शियलाइज कर देती है. एंड एवरी पंचायत हैज गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ लैंड. बट वो करते क्या है, उनको एक ग्रांट मिलता है और वो पंचायत घर बना देते हैं और उसमें एक 15,000 की जिम लगा देते हैं जिसमें कोई भी दब के मर सकता है कभी भी. एंड नो वन कैन टॉक अबाउट इट ऑनलाइन बिकॉज फिर कुछ हो जाएगा उसके बाद. या तो डीएम साहब नाराज हो जाएंगे या एसडीएम साहब नाराज हो जाएंगे. समथिंग हैपेंड, आई डोंट नो. आई मीन आई टिल डेट आई हैव नॉट अंडरस्टूड बिकॉज एवरी डीएम आई हैव मेट, एवरीवन हैज सपोर्टेड. आई हैव नॉट मेट दैट डीएम जो नाराज हो जाएगा, उसको प्रॉब्लम बता दी तो. इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल कंट्री. Majority of the people want to work if you have a plan and if you have a track record.
Exactly.
Right? So to conclude my side, till 2012, 2010, we were in 11 states. It just felt like, spread like wildfire. People knew states very well. We were not imposing ourselves on kids. We were not giving them too many gyan and rules. We provided them free equipments and free environment. In between, there were scholarships given to kids. Your own son is getting scholarships, so you understand as a father, you're proud of that.
Yes.
The kid has achieved something. Kid is proud of himself. I have achieved something. और इसका basis क्या है? Skill. Packed with opportunity. I wanted to be that opportunity for the kids, for the people, the parents, and the society. So wherever I went, there was a resistance for a week. And everyone who resisted became a volunteer. So Stairs has the luck of creating a fusion of societal and professional program only out of intent.
Right.
Of course, I had friends like you who knew what I was doing and who could create proper structure. So this happened across the country. There were some 45 sports being played. Wherever we went, we never changed the sport. भाई तुम्हें गिल्ली डंडा खेलना है वही खेलो, खेलो यार. उनको लगा यार इससे फ्री में गिल्ली डंडा लेने से अच्छा हॉकी ले लो. वो तो हम खुद भी बना लेंगे. Right. ये फुटबॉल की बात कर रहे हैं, फुटबॉल खेल लो यार, क्रिकेट खेल लो. This happened also. Right. And then we started creating national level tournaments. This is the second part that we did. Now, in order to play in that tournament, the kids at the village had to perform. Right? And there was no quota system. Right? There was no Brahmin, there was no Muslim, there was no, SC, ST. कोई quota नहीं यार, अपने performance पे खेलो, ऊपर आओ. And they all came. And I had zero interference.
Yeah.
But an absolute grip on everything. Right? So I think it was a combination of everything. हमने state level programs बनाए, national level programs बनाए. कभी भी किसी के साथ participate नहीं किया. खुद जाके जो आया उसको merge कर दिया. भैया तुम आ जाओ और you own it. आज हमारे 800 से ज़्यादा centers हैं. They are owned by people. I have nothing to do. Practically, I'm not doing anything today in those centers because when that time has gone, that model has gone. You can't do that model. I can't do that model. So I think the first phase got over with creating a system where people took it upon themselves and they ran it themselves because they saw the outcome of sports. 100% track record. I said, जहां पे हमारे centers खुले, crime fell like anything, drugs fell like anything, cleanliness went up, domestic issues went down on its own.
Yes.
We did nothing. We just ensured that everyone, be it a 7-year-old boy or a 55-year-old man, भाई जिसको खेलना है कहीं पे वॉलीबॉल खिला रहे हैं, कहीं पे फुटबॉल खिला रहे हैं, mostly volleyball. I use volleyball in a very big way. You need small place, and the whole country plays volleyball, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that it was a revelation to me when I went. The kind of players and national players I met, at times I had tears in my eyes. You know, being a former sports person, you see these people. The Sepak Takraw I picked, the Malaysian national game. You know, so I mean that happened accidentally while I was, visiting one of my centers in Delhi, Majnu Katila. I saw kids playing. I got excited. Didn't know about the game. We picked up. We promoted. 3 kids participated in Asian Games, last Asian Games, and they brought bronze.
Yeah.
Same kids who have been, But there are hundreds of such stories, and I don't take claim of those stories because I don't feel I did anything except creating the mahal, and it yielded. Now, that's what I can tell you about my journey, the way I say it.
Yeah, and honestly speaking, it's all driven the passion and the right intent. I think the outcome is what we get to see, and I think everything you said, you don't take credit for that, but you feel proud about it. I think that is what the change maker is all about. You feel proud. But what has been the proudest moment in this? Before we come to the your fickies or the SAI kind of thing, but what has been your proudest moment and receiving the award as well, right? It's not everybody gets it. So
see, I felt good when I was getting the award. I would not say it's the proudest moment. Not at all. I'm not an award guy at all from anywhere. I don't like too much of recognition.
that's a validation, but that's just a validation.
Validation. That's a validation. But you know what? While I was getting the award, when I was getting the award, in fact, I'll tell you what happened. I got award in 16, and I was heading the panel that had to give award in 17.
Okay.
So I don't know. मेरे को kick ज़्यादा किसमें मिला?
I'm sure listening to the journey, I think you got more kick in the second part.
Award लेना is no big deal. I mean, भाई वहाँ पे you've got Olympians, you've got people who have done well for themselves. They're kids, right? Most the average age. I mean, forget about the Dronacharya awardees and some of the senior players. PV Sindhu was there. I mean, she had not become a star by then. I think this wrestler family, Mr. Fogart was there. When I met him for the first time. इनको आप छोड़ दीजिए अगर एवरेज एज 18, 19 साल 20 साल रही हो, right? That gave me a kick. When I looked at them, मैंने कहा यार यही तो करना चाहता था मैं. ये जो बच्चे हैं 19-20 साल के, see, I'm not a management, I don't make money out of sports, right? So my mind doesn't work that way. स्टेज जब शुरू हुआ तो मैं हर मोहल्ले में एक हीरो बनाना चाह रहा था कि उसको देख के बाकी लोग बोले यार कर सकते हो. मैं चेस खेल के कर सकता हूं, मैं टीटी खेल के कर सकती हूं, मैं भाग के रनिंग करके कर सकती हूं. And you see these kids between the age group of 18 to 21, and when I got national award I was 34, maybe 35, right? They were younger than me, and that gave me a kick. I mean, I was proud of that fact. Wow, ye real hai. So yes, that could be one of the moments I enjoyed. Proudest moment, it's always been in the process. I mean, when I started SSFL, State School Football League, and I must tell you for 2 minutes about this because I get a lot of. I mean, every day I get a call from some country or some top shot in football. Average 300 आते हैं साल में. और मैं उनको बोलता हूँ, मैं कहा भाई मैं फुटबॉल का बंदा नहीं हूँ, मैं ग्रासरूट स्पोर्ट्स का आदमी हूँ. I use football to wake the eyes of the people who matter.
Yeah.
That if you have intent, if you have right people on the board who understand the game, you can create anything out of anything. Yeah. So State School Football League said, I think I'm proud of it, and at the same time I detach myself from hardcore football development discussion because there are hundreds of people. That day I was sitting with Bhai Chung and he said, Bhai, You are running an academy, you run an academy, no? Or maybe people like you who know, understand. Anyways, coming back to this, बड़ा सिंपल सा एक स्ट्रेटजी था. मैं जब काम कर रहा था तो मुझे लगा कि सोशल इंजीनियरिंग का टूल होता है स्पोर्ट्स. 14-15 सालों में मैंने देखा कि बड़ा अच्छा हुआ, बच्चे खेलने लग गए, एक आपने एक मॉडल अचीव कर लिया, फिर तो प्रोसेस है, हो रहा है, चल रहा है, आप क्या कर रहे हो इसमें?
Right.
I mean, 29 was not the age of retirement for me from this. कि जी अब बना लिया है, अब गल्ले पे बैठो और मस्त रहो. There was no intent like that. I said, what next? What's next? What is what? I said, why can't we try and work on this class divide? जो है, but बात कोई नहीं करेगा, मैं भी नहीं करूंगा. मैं आज की डेट में आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि maybe I understand certain things better than I understood back then. Right? So जो हमारी एक सोशल हिपोक्रेसी होती है जो हम खुद के लिए करते हैं, मेरी तो थी, मुझे ऐसा लगा. तो मैं कहा यार एक काम करते हैं, सबसे पहले गांव को और शहर को क्यों नहीं मर्ज करते? अंडर प्रिविलेज्ड को और प्रिविलेज्ड को क्यों नहीं मर्ज करते? कर लो. So the whole idea, I created this SSFL, and government had already announced the Junior World Cup at that time. And I can see there's a lot of traction happening in football. People are going to be talking about football. ISL just abhi announced hua tha. And I was running a program on hockey.
Yeah.
And I just launched in Odisha with Dilip Tirki ji se kafi usme maine madad di thi. A dear friend is also on the board. He was there, Rajya Sabha MP at that time. You need a domain expert. So
Correct.
I mean, it just happened that I met him first, and he was kind enough to talk. So I created that hockey thing, but suddenly that football announcement happened, and I realized that football will do better than hockey at this moment because there is free publicity, free media, free content flow, and a lot of international focus. So I met few people in the government and concerned departments, and I talked about it. The way, as a professional, you would have gone and met so many people.
Yeah.
And you would have tried to make sense of that time investment. And you would have 100% come disappointed in 50 to 60% of them. And I'll tell you, there's a reason for that. So next time you won't. I mean, I'll give you a guru mantra. There'll never be a disappointment after that. So I mila in logo ko, or brother, none of them were ready to talk about football. Very funny incident. ये क्या चक्कर है? बहरहाल फिर हमने थोड़ी पॉलिसीज वगैरह पढ़ी, देखा कि भाई तो they had a system and they had no space for someone like me. I come back and I create state school football league, जो कहने को तो स्कूल फुटबॉल लीग है. अच्छा, उसमें भी कहानी ये हो गई कि हमने जब इसकी पढ़ाई की, एक साल तो मैंने ग्लोबल स्टडी कराई. So some 15 odd countries, my guys studied, how football grew. Then the second part was that where do we stand as a country? वो भी information आई, not very welcoming, not very heartening. मैंने कहा चलो ठीक है, दिल्ली में हम बैठे हैं, दिल्ली में पता करो कितने फुटबॉल टीमें हैं. पता चला भाई 30 स्कूल हैं जो फुटबॉल खेलते हैं. दिल्ली में 5,600 schools हैं, by the way.
Wow. Okay.
30 schools had football teams, and when I'm saying football teams, which means they would practice football in their schools. जिसमें से 7 या 8 government schools थे. I'm giving you real pictures, real figures. I said, lovely. Let's call it school football league, state school football league. And I ran a 7-month program in Delhi, only in underprivileged areas. Only in underprivileged areas. And I created an outreach base of 15,000 participants in football. And out of those 15,000 footballs, groups were created. I broke everything. We broke. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm particularly saying I. So of course it was a team that was working on it. And there was, professionals with whom we sat. My whole idea was to involve every person in Delhi. And that's what I think, and that's how I think, and that's what I would think for the country as of now. So we broke Delhi into 32 parts, which means 4 zones, 8 teams per zone, 32. And for every team, the whole Delhi was divided into sections. And kids would play, come every day, run, करते filter होते एक पूरी टीम बन गई. सो स्टेयर स्कूल फुटबॉल लीग पहले चला बिना स्कूल के. इसमें स्काउटिंग हुई, हर जगह बच्चे, पोटेंशियल बच्चे आइडेंटिफाई किए गए. फिर स्कूल फुटबॉल लीग लॉन्च की गई, जहां पे दिल्ली के सारे स्कूलों को बोला गया कि आप फ्री में आइए, आपका ट्रांसपोर्ट, आपका खाना, आपका पीना, आपकी जर्सी, आपका ग्लैमर, फ्री पब्लिसिटी सब मिलेगा. डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एजुकेशन पार्टिसिपेटेड. They were kind enough at that time. More than kind enough, they had some system in place. So DOA ने participate किया. Brother, the first year we had 128 schools participating. Wow. So I can very easily tell you how the numbers go. From 30, it became 128. It was under 17 and under 14, boys and girls. Maths was very simple. It was a 4-year program. I said, आज जो बच्चा मेरे पास 13 साल में आ रहा है, वो 4 साल में अंडर 19 मेरा खेल रहा होगा और ये खेल रही होगी और स्कूल खत्म हो जाएगा. So it was only for schools.
Right.
Let's see how much. So there was a simple, filter mechanism. So there was a commitment, there was an intent, and there were professionals running it. And we merged. We picked up kids on scholarship, put them against all the schools. 70% underprivileged teams won in Delhi. Every time, hands down. They just thrashed the schools apart. You should have seen those matches. कुछ एक शायद बच्चों ने YouTube वगैरह पे डाले, मैं तो देखता हूँ 10-10 लाख views हैं उस पे. And because they see themselves, they circulate here and there. There's no promotion per se. There's so much video that we can practically flood, but then that's not the intent again. फिर एक लहर आई. So I was proud of the State School Football League recognition because we launched, we made it successful, and then Reliance came after 2 years. Then Armed Forces did something. उसके बाद तो फिर नौटंकी शुरू हो गई पूरे देश में, और आज की डेट में सब डिविएट हो गए हैं. जो barring 1 or 2, none of them are because sustainable नहीं है ना. If you don't have intent, so a lot of people thought that there's a lot of money here, and no, नहीं है. Grassroots में पैसे नहीं है unless and until you have a plan and a strategy and you have a fan management approach in place. So that's where I've been proud of the success of State School Football League. I ran it 2018, it got closed. I was calculating, it was in Delhi, it was in Gujarat, it was in UP. I would have seen numbers of around 1 lakh footballers. Wow. I'm talking 1 lakh footballers. I'm not talking 1 lakh just kids. Till date, I don't see a program like that. It's so funny. You don't need a lot of money. 2-3 million. That's it.
Interesting. So just looking at your time commitment, and I just want to have 2 questions just to close it. One is about your involvement with FICCI and most importantly SAI, Sports Authority of India, on the advisory level. How do you think the SAI has changed over the years, and what if you have my magic wand, what is that you would like to change a little bit more?
SAI hasn't changed. SAI is doing the good thing. When SAI was launched, the idea of SAI was to engage. SAI was the first idea of grassroots engagement, right? It is the federations who run the sports. See, at the end of the day, it's a circus. It's owned by private players. SAI is representing the government and the people to participate in a. So government is creating its infrastructure to participate in a private program. Isn't it that way?
Right. Got it.
That's what SAI does. That's why SAI had been doing. Most of the people who came in SAI, most of the leaders who came in SAI, most of the bureaucrats who came in SAI, they all try to do very well. Even the current dispensation is trying to do very well. It is not 1999, it is 2021. You have to have plans for 2021. It's just like a relay race. Better ने एक को दूसरे को दिया है, लेकिन अगर आप के पैरों में ताकत नहीं है, तो आप खुद तो जाएंगे ही, आप सामने वाले का भी स्पीड गड़बड़ करेंगे और गड़बड़ करेंगे. So SAI, my suggestion would be that SAI should continue doing what they're doing, because everyone has to coexist. It's a big jungle. शेर से लेके चींटी तक सबने रहना है यहाँ पे. No one can mark the territory. And SAI is running it beautifully. Mr. Goel, Vijay Goyal did a wonderful job. उसके बाद भी लोग आए, उन्होंने उसको कैरी फॉरवर्ड किया अच्छे से. रिजिजू जी ने बहुत अच्छा काम किया, फिट इंडिया चलाया. So, when leaders come with diverse background, they bring the thought process of people, common people.
Correct.
And that's what we should do. साई का काम है स्टेडिया मैनेज करना, लोगों को सामान मुहैया कराना, अच्छे प्रोग्राम्स रन करना, स्कॉलरशिप्स देना, स्पोर्ट्स मेडिसिन प्रोग्राम्स रन करना, स्पोर्ट्स एक्सीलेंस प्रोग्राम्स रन करना. साई बहुत बखूबी कर रहा है इस वक्त.
Correct.
And it's Prime Minister's vision.
Yeah.
It is Shri Narendra Modi's vision. And that's how it is moving forward. I'm sure it will continue to better.
Interesting. And if you have to, after so much of work, if you still feel that, okay, what is that one thing? There could be 5 things that you can come up with, but at least that one thing primarily that you want to make a change to see India a sporting nation, what that could be?
No, there has always been just one thing. Oh. It's a very, very, very good question you asked. Decentralization.
Interesting.
You can't run a circus. You cannot run a circus. If you're a federation, you have all the rights. If you're government, you can't run a circus. Decentralize your power. Allow people to participate. Entry barrier should be low. And that's it. More people participate, better sports persons will come out of it. The day we achieve this, we are sorted. And you don't need big officers and big infrastructure to create international players. It's all a money-making system. It's all industrial system, which is very important and should be there because you're competing at the international arena.
Right.
So nowhere I'm negating that. So you better concentrate there in the difficult part, but outsource the engagement and opportunity grassroots part to individuals, to peoples, to national players who are sitting in their villages, in their talukas. They can run it better than you and me.
Interesting. I think that was very loud and clear. Decentralization, empower federations to do the job, what they need to do. At the same time, make sure that it is run by the professionals with the right intent. I think that is what.
Yes. Move the accountability aspect. Why to keep आज पुराने ओलंपियंस हैं, आप उनको पैसे दे रहे हो रन करने के लिए, दो यार, they deserve it. बट बाकियों को भी दो, उसको भी दो जिसने उसको ओलंपियन बनाया है ना. वो कहाँ गायब?
Very valid.
वो कहाँ गायब हो गया? अचानक से कहाँ गायब हो गया? जब कुछ नहीं था तो उसने उसको ओलंपियन बना दिया. 1 किलो की बोतल ऐसे ऐसे ऊपर करके उसके कंधे मजबूत कर दिए उसने, because the person did not have money to buy dumbbells. Right? तो उसको लाओ ना यार, वो he is a bigger खिलाड़ी. He knows how to create diamond out of raw coal.
Right.
Bring that person. उसको द्रोणाचार्य अवार्ड देके रिटायर मत करो.
But who will bring that person? Is it the federation will has the power to bring the person, or it is somebody like the government or SAI has the power to put that person there?
Together, if you're in the game and if you're claiming to be at the top, you better behave like a leader and a person who's sitting at the top.
Got it.
You will not bring. You will only stop blocking the way.
Yeah, I think that is more important. Yeah. And
नहीं करना है, ये ज़्यादा important है क्या करने से. Sports तो करती है.
Perfect.
देव को निकाला था, मुझे नहीं पता किसने गावस्कर को निकाला था, किसने सचिन तेंदुलकर को निकाला था, या फिर हजारों ओलंपियंस को निकाला था. पीटी उषा आई, मिसेस नचप्पा आई. बहुत केसेस हैं, लाखों हैं. आपको नाम नहीं याद है उनके.
Correct.
मैं जब उड़ीसा गया तो I think in one of my programs there were some 18 Olympians, and मैं उनको देख के बैठा हुआ था. मैंने कहा यार, I've never met them. What the hell? I don't even know their names. I apologized. It was a good, overwhelming experience for me.
Yeah.
So let's continue chatting, continue talking. I mean, thank you so much. It was lovely interacting on your platform.
And it was so fun to understand a different perspective. It's entrepreneur, philanthropist. I think a lot of things come together, but I think all binded by one common thing is a vision, intent, and passion. And that's what the whole theme of our channel is: aspiration, inspiration, motivation. I think. And we see that it's coming out of you, every word that you said. Thank you, Sid, for being on the show, and look forward to talk to you on the different topic around sports, obviously, sometime soon.
Thank you so much. Lovely.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and thank you for sharing. But please do subscribe on our channel, Sportsy Stage, and help us spread the word about Sportsy. We go with the same handle, Sportsy, across all the social media platforms as well as podcast platforms.